everyone. Welcome to the Film Companion Actors Adda 2023. Such a pleasure to have all of you amazing artists sitting here in the room with me. Starting off by flagging a conflict of interest. Normally, Film Companion doesn't go anywhere near anything Vinod Chopra Films does. But we all collect.
I'm also Vinod Chopra.
वो 20 साल पहले था. But we felt that this year it would be grossly unfair to not have Vikrant here for his performance in 12th Fail. So we are just breaking our own rules, and I have to overhit.
So deserving.
It is, no?
It's such a big success. It's so nice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So Vikrant.
Thank you for having
The
me.
rule breaker.
Exactly. So I'm going to start with something very simple. I want you guys to tell me if you have any rituals that you follow the night before a big scene. Like, are you learning your lines? Are you meditating? Are you trying to get to bed early? Are you anxious? What do you all do? Kareena, let's start with you.
No, I know what Jaideep does. He doesn't talk to anyone. He
The
doesn't
night
talk to the
before.
artists on the set. On the night before, on the day of shoot, just before the shot. So I know what Jaideep does. So that's what he does. And I'm over talking. So that's what I do.
You're like overcompensating.
I mean, like, I'm anyway generally just talking and like, I don't really think too much about it. So that's why, because my last film was with Jaideep. So that's how we're kind of, we're different actors, but I think that's what kind of the dynamics just worked out in the chemistry.
So, Jaideep, you stopped talking when exactly?
Not exactly. See, Naren Vyas was a different character with Maya. It's a very different chemistry between them. Otherwise, generally I don't talk much during, if you say so, that big scene or something like that. But my fear or anxiousness is the first day. I always feel like vomiting every single time when I start something. The first day is always like, रात को नींद नहीं आएगी, अगला पूरा दिन एटलीस्ट 2-4 सीन जब तक नहीं हो जाएंगे, you feel like मुझे बात नहीं हो रही है, ऐसा लग रहा है वोमिट हो जाए.
अभी भी?
Yes, every single time I start something new. But Naren is very different person who has के साथ, he's quiet to everyone. You don't see him talking except that kid.
Yeah.
Or answering to the people good morning. That's it. So he doesn't talk. So it helped me in a way that if I don't do even Kareena as a person, it might work, and it worked.
And this nervousness, when does it go away? After 3-4 scenes?
At least first day, towards the end of the first day. I remember during the first day of 3 of us, and I was just so anxious about. I have no idea क्या करने वाला. I don't have any body language. I don't have anything which is, you have to practice or something like that. And I was just walking here, and then Faisal, my friend from Abdel, he said, are you okay? मैंने कहा हाँ, बस ऐसा लग रहा है वॉमिट होगा. क्यों? नहीं, वो पहला दिन है. And he got shocked कि अरे ये आदमी पाताल लोक किया इसने, he was AD to पाताल लोक. वो पहला दिन हमेशा भारी है.
Kareena, you were asked in an interview that what has changed in the Kapoor family in the 23 years that you've been acting. And you said, the actors have become better, now there's Ranbir.
I mean, I think so. Huh?
I
He's
thought
such a
that was
fine
fabulous.
actor.
he's a phenomenal.
He's a phenomenal
He is.
actor.
He is, absolutely. But my question is that having seen Stardom at such close proximity for over 2 decades, do you think that at least Hindi cinema, are we at that point where you need to now be a good actor to be a great star?
110%. And I'm
We're
so happy
finally there?
that finally, I think so.
Yeah.
And I hope we are. It's like hand in glove. If you're great and you are talented, people like you, they've connected with you, Stardom will follow. ये नहीं है कि अभी wow, he's got a 6-pack, he's looking so hot, अरे बहुत बड़ा स्टार है. अरे please यार. Sometimes I feel like telling those actors that अरे यार t-shirt पहन लो पहले. I can't even, I'm just like, can't even look at you right now. So it's like literally. So I think now it's all about, it's about that, no? It's about, it had to be there. Like, if you're a good actor, you're going to survive, you know.
Yeah, I mean, actors'
The long
inning is
time.
always longer than a star's inning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like-
that's the biggest struggle for actors, to get parts which
Yeah.
make them show what we are made
But I
of.
think now is the time. It's
But
somehow
you would have
like
faced this, no? Sometimes when you become a star of a certain
Yeah.
size, let's call it, it makes it impossible for you to do certain roles.
Because you
Exactly.
stuck with
So
the
because if
image.
they're going to start clapping the moment they see you, then the
Yeah.
protagonist doesn't get to build.
But I know a
but
lot of
then
people
opening when you
have-
start clapping, then for example, your character, it's not a theatrical, but imagine in the mirror that you got claps and whistles the moment you came on screen, and then for you to go through your journey as the individual that you are might have been difficult to accept. So it goes hand in hand as well. Stardom,
And
impediments,
I'm telling you,
you
during
know.
Jaane Jaan, somebody who saw the film was like, "Arey, why did you do this dark film?" People have come up to me and asked me. They're like,
did you
because
do
we
this?
are used to seeing you, they want that. So they've
Why
come
did
up
you do
and-
this dark
yes,
film?
they are. So I'm just like, I don't even want to talk to you. It's like that. I'm like, why did you watch it? Because they just believe that, okay, this is her image. So they've, just built this image about me that she has to do this certain kind of role. So I have had people who come and told me that. So there are, of course, people still like
No,
that.
for example, in our film, I'm accused of doing something absolutely unthinkable. And somebody said, you self-funded this film where you get accused of this. Is something wrong with you? I said, I don't understand this question. If you're trying to create a human being who's not been seen on screen before, then if you judge him at the get-go, then what's the difference between us and the front bencher, for example? Right? So that's a huge, we all get asked this question, don't you want to do the bravado stuff, Joe? That's so, what Bobby sir is saying is correct. Stardom will not see the longevity that acting will, but you have to hold your ground for long enough for that to come true. And it's very easy every year to get pulled away on the other side. And we had to do like annual balance sheet saying, no, I still didn't do those things I said I would not do. And that's each individual's integrity journey, let's call it. Right? I will do this or I won't do this.
Yeah, Jyothika, is that how it works for you? Is there a balance sheet?
Yeah, there's a lot you have to say no to also. I mean, which is popular cinema. I think in where women are concerned, it's a different battle altogether.
Yeah.
Especially down south. I mean, we see, when as you become 35, 40, there are lesser options, and you do see that if you're doing well, then you're typecasted. Like personally for me, if I'm speaking about myself, I did a lot of good roles. I was a crusader who ran a government school. I played housewife. I did everything good. There was no room for grey. There was no room for probably a film with an extramarital affair. I'm just giving examples. So I opted to do a Malayalam film instead, and that brought me here. My journey is all through Tamil, but a Malayalam film has brought me here, sitting with such lovely actors on this. So you don't know where. I just guess you have to flow. You have to flow. You can't be stagnant and swim in a pond. There's an ocean out there, and it's time we all, get in there, dive, and just discover what's happening.
I think OTT platform has really
Yeah.
done a great job in doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love cinema. The magic of cinema is something
Bringing
else
people
altogether.
together and
I mean, but OTT is something which is made you recognize the talent what exists, which never gets a chance to be taken in cinema. I mean, all of us somewhere feel that. I mean, it's. I have so many friends who became friends within Ashram, great actors, and it was so nice to see them being recognized. And then I mean, even in Love Hostel.
Yeah.
I mean.
No,
get
also
opportunity-
calling someone a good actor is no longer a euphemism for he's not a star.
Correct.
Like the parallel cinema, alternative cinema, thinking man's actor. What does that mean? Women-centric film. I don't get any of these words. Today there's good acting and bad acting. If you're a bad actor, you'll be called a bad actor. And if you're a good actor, all the efforts you put will be congratulated.
I love thinking man's actor. That's just fab.
What the hell does that mean? The one that makes 200 crores is the one that left the brain at home. But you're a thinking man's actor which collected 40 lakhs. That makes no sense.
these are just now, I
That's a
think,
good one.
like
Descriptions, no?
मैंने जब पहली बार ये वर्ड सुना था मुझे 30 सेकंड लगे समझने कि कहना क्या चाह रहा है. What is thinking it? मतलब and it's trying to explain.
Bro, it's amazing. They give you the worst insult of your life in the form of a compliment. You're very good, but maximum 2 out of 6,000 people will enjoy it. I say, Toti, no.
thinking man's actor or women centric.
And then they'll say India में कोई
women-centric
thinking man ही नहीं है,
Yeah.
तो we are stuck.
Yeah. No.
इसीलिए हमारे fans
Women-centric
नहीं हैं.
films also, I
Women-centric,
feel
yeah.
we should do away with.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of people
enough.
say,
Yeah,
अभी आप
what's
थोड़ा
the
women-centric
women-centric
films कर रहे हो ना? But what is your feeling? Why don't you tell men that also? That they also do these hero-centric.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Vikram Motwani's series Jubilee, which was also set in the film industry. It was late 40s, early 50s. There's a lovely, lovely line in there where one of the characters says, God is unfair क्योंकि हुनर और कामयाबी में इतना फासला नहीं होना चाहिए. Right? But the truth is in this business, फासला है. And so many of you, I mean, Jaideep, for you, the distance between gangs and Patal, or Tillotama for you, or Vikrant, it's taken you 10 years of doing feature films to finally deliver that theatrical hit. What does it take to just hang in there? You know, to just say ki apna time aayega and we will keep going.
I think a lot of things come into play. And I think it's a daily thing that happens. The people you work with, the validation you get, your own self-belief, of course, yes, you have to back yourself. But I think persistence is key. It begins with self-belief. I know what I can do. I know how good I am. It's just a matter of time. Like when I started off in cinema, I was the quintessential hero ka dost. For the first 5 years, that's all I did. But even then, my priority was to be there present at that point in time, justify the part I've been hired for, and back myself. There will come a time when a Vinod Chopra or a Konkana will see what I am capable of, and I will be presented with the opportunity I rightfully deserve. So persistence is key. But I would want to also go back to what Bobby sir said, and he's so right. I am actually a byproduct of television. There is a class system, you know, TV actor hai, film actor hai, choti film hai, badi film hai. I despise that. I think you should classify a film as a good film or a bad film.
Yeah, true.
An actor, and I kind of went on a rant. I mean, I said, you know, why don't you call those superstars TV actors who are on television 6 months a year all the time? Even they are TV actors, right? So वो class system को हटाने की कोशिश रही है मेरी, and also because I was always seen as a TV actor, and I had my own angst. I think that also kind of really sort of fueled me to move forward, face multiple failures, yet stand by myself, believing that I can do this.
Tillotama, what has your experience been like?
So, you know, I thought in 2000 when I got Monsoon Wedding, it was my debut film. And it was such a phenomenal cast and an amazing director and an amazing experience.
And a great film.
Amazing film.
Yeah.
And out of 60, a cast of 60, they chose 2 people to travel with the film internationally. And it was Nasir Saab and me. And I'd never sat on a plane before. I'd never stepped out of the country before, you know. Now I'm thinking, this is why people want to be an actor. It's a good life, man. It's a really good life. And I was following anyway my academic path, you know, which I had, which was to do my master's in literature. And then the first film happened, and it was so like Venice, London, Toronto, la-di-da. And I thought, this is it. I just have to sit at home, and people are going to call me, and then work will come, I'll go do it.
And travel the world.
Then travel the world, eat cannolis and drink espressos. And the calls never came. You know, because I was also so cut off. There was no one in my family from, you know, in the arts or in acting. And after Monsoon Wedding, I did another film. I started getting a few calls, and that was Anurag Kashyap. I have to give it to him. He was the one director from Bombay who kept calling me, you know, and asking if I would move to Bombay. And I was like, no, I have to study. I'm going to do my master's. And he said, then? I said, then I'm going to do my PhD, you know. So I was very used to going to gatherings of the industry where I would, you know, a kind friend would take me along and no one even comes and says hello. Or if you go and say hello to someone, they, you know, just walk past you. And it used to really bother me because I never looked down on myself. I never felt there was anything lacking, you know. And I didn't even choose I didn't come here to be a star. And I don't know what it takes to be a star either. I just know that there is something for me in performance that is therapeutic. It helped me get over my stammer. I have a very active imagination. It helps me release that. It's cathartic. It is something I decided only in my mid-30s that it's something I want to do professionally. You know, I have other careers that I had planned for myself, which were very academic. But this wait, that time, it really was a mental game, you know. That why does it matter so much that your colleagues, that you don't have any colleagues? But I feel like this whole independent cinema and this commercial cinema and this divide is very violent. You know, when someone like her reaches out, it creates a bridge. She can walk on it, I can walk on it. That's the thing, that's a bridge. You know, that's what it does. And I would love to live more in that world where a Bobby Deol and a Tillotama can sit on the same couch, you know, and we can all be in the same room.
I am lucky to sit next
I'm
to you.
lucky to sit
I'm happy to sit next to you. I love your work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm honored sitting here with all of you.
Look, now you're going to make me cry, everyone.
He's a very thinking
I
actor.
want to sit on the couch with both of you.
Yeah.
He's a thinking
You want to come
actor
on
and
this
person.
couch now. Everybody's on this couch.
Yes.
Too
How
emotional
lovely.
scenes. I know.
No, how lovely. And applause to that. Thank you. Really, thank you. And the North and the South. I think that's another divide that needs to just be thrown out.
He's already
no
said
divide.
We've
Wala.
said this 20 years ago, saying this cross. They used to ask it, when are you going to cross over to the West? I said, can you please cross over inside the country? It's enough of this.
South wala.
Who is a living Indian actor who you admire? And if you could ask him or her one question, what would that be? Kareena?
I just said that I hate these ones because I'm just like thinking.
बहुत मुश्किल सवाल होते हैं.
Kyun? Somebody you
living
admire?
actor.
I like Tabu. Okay, what would you answer?
She's very elusive. I like the mystery.
Yeah.
I like that she doesn't answer all her questions.
Probably a few questions to Mr. Bachchan. For
Jaise?
so many reasons. Like how did he hold his own when the going went tough for him? It really got tough on him and everyone knows about it. He held his own. Like the biggest superstar in the country, goes through a lull, revives himself again. There are so many things, like how does he, I watch KBC every day with my family. And it is like a regular middle class routine. Every night at 9 o'clock, we watch KBC. Like how does he do that? And like I aspire to work like him till I'm 80, 85 because I think acting is the only thing I can do.
Nice, nice. Jaideep, you're looking away.
मेरा आंसर इसलिए चुरा लिया.
Tabu?
Yeah. Irfan Saab है नहीं. But Tabu, and I won't ask her anything. I just want to see her working, especially when she's into the scene and working. And no, I have no question for her.
You just want to watch her work.
Yeah.
Me too.
I want
Nice.
to work with her.
Nice.
I don't know, something is there. Nobody knows. She knows somehow.
Yeah.
वो या तो बताते नहीं या वो बताना चाहते हैं. They do. But there's something inside her which makes you feel every time you see her on screen or even not out. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I look at her, makes me just happy.
Jyothika?
I think my list is long. There is definitely Amit ji on top. And then there's Mammootty sir. There's Mr. Kamala Hassan. I think I just want to ask them which point in their career did they want to start giving back to cinema. I think that's something not all the top actors understand. There is something which you need to take with you, but there's the time you have to give back.
You have to pay it forward.
Yeah, and I think that giving back is beautiful. And so I think there are few men who've given back. So at what point did that transition happen? And that would be my question to them.
Yeah.
To start giving back than just taking away.
Nice. Nice. Siddharth?
In context-wise, I'm here because of a film called Chithha. And I've always said in my interviews, it took me 22 years since I came into the business to make this film. And I think I made this film because of everything adds up. So I assisted Mani Ratnam on a film called Kanathil Mittumatal 22 years ago. And that's a film about a child, a female child, 9 years old, trying to find out about her birth mother. And then I saw a film called Mahanadi by Mr. Kamal Hassan, and I was 13 years old. And my dad took me to see that film on the first day. And I sat in the theater and I cried. And it still stays with me. So those things kind of add up and make you the filmmaker you are. And today I self-fund my own films. My savings go into my production cost. And so my favorite actor would clearly be my guru, Kamal Haasan. What did you guys do to eliminate fear in order to make the decisions you made when you made them? And it helps me to kind of learn from that history and be better at what I do and what I try to do.
He had always earned money from a film and bought the cameras, film cameras.
Yeah.
Like from the very start, a star of a 23, 21-year-old left the film industry. He went to learn the makeup for 1 year and came back and did amazing work with that. He's like
He
everything.
produced his 100th film and it was about a visually impaired violinist.
Yeah.
More than 100 songs with Bala sir.
It's incredible.
It is incredible. It is incredible.
I used to think a person of one life can't do this much of
Correct.
60 years. You can't do this.
Yeah. Bobby, who would you ask and want?
I'm lucky. I was son of a legend.
Yeah.
So I've never needed to go out or think about someone else to ask a question because he's my father and he's an actor. And I have not seen any actor who can act as well as him. Not because he's my father, because he has done variations of, different characters. In 1 year, he would have 3 films and he would be playing different characters. And if you see his whole graph of how many hits he's given, I don't think anyone's given so many hits in his life. I've seen him go through his ups and downs. And if I ever want to ask, he's been telling me things since I was a kid. So I never felt the need to ask someone else.
Kareena, last word to you. You had a long time to think about it.
I did. But the truth is that I also live with one of my most favorite actors, which is Seth, who's also quite a cinematic mind himself because he watches so much of a lot of movies and we discuss a lot of movies, a lot of films. Sometimes he's also quite path-breaking because he's actually one of the first actors who went to the OTT platform with Sacred Games. Yeah. So I think he has quite a crazy mind also as an actor. And
He's been
he
a risk
also-
taker from the beginning.
right from being Silas. He's actually quite wild in his thought and he's also reads a lot and watches a lot of actors' interviews at 2, 3 in the morning and I'm there getting irritated and then he'll wake me up and tell me so-and-so said this. Some international actor and then he'll start reading about it. So he reads, he watches, he likes watching good movies. So we keep discussing. So I don't need to really go also too far, but also because I enjoy him as an artist.
Yeah.
So he also kind of tells me, he also sometimes pushes me. He's I don't think you should do this. Do it. No? Do work with Sujoy, work with Hansal. He's get out of that, zone of don't listen to too many people. So we kind of push each other. So in that sense, I kind of respect that about him a lot.
That's so wonderful. Listen, I could genuinely be here for another hour. But I know you have to head to Singham 3.
Yeah, I know, which is completely the different spectrum of everything.
I love that.
But we also have to balance everything.
But that's so fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
I enjoy it.
fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I want to thank all of you for all the joy, all the tears, all the heartbreak, and the magic that you've given us. Please go out and keep doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.